Hello and welcome back to my channel, where we unravel the intricate webs of technology and finance. Today, we are setting our sights on the American banking sector. We're taking a comprehensive look at the top 10 US banks, analyzing them through a lens of history, operations, and distinct features. Before we dive in, make sure to hit subscribe and like this video for more insightful content. Let's get started. So to kick things off, we're looking at the bank that sits at the top of our list. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for JP Chase & Co. Now, let's dwell into how it rose to such heights. JP Chase, the largest bank in the United States and one of the biggest globally, boasts $3.2 trillion in assets. The bank is a result of a merger between JP Morgan and Company and Chase Manhattan Corporation in 2000. The JP Morgan brand is associated with investment banking and private wealth management, while Chase is known for retail and commercial bank services. The bank's namesake, John Pierpont Morgan, was a financial giant in the 19th century, and Aaron Burr, a prominent early American politician, was a founder of Chase Manhattan. The current CEO is Jamie Dimon. Moving on from JP Chase, we're shifting our focus to the number 2 spot on our list. Coming in with a whopping $2.41 trillion in consolidated assets, we have none other than Bank of America. Bank of America, with $2.41 trillion in assets, ranks second. Its Charlotte, North Carolina headquarters makes the city a major financial hub. Despite not being the largest bank, it is the world's biggest wealth management firm, owning Merrill Lynch. The bank, which started as a small institution for immigrants in San Francisco in the early 1900s, has nearly 5,000 branches nationwide. Next up on our list is a banking institution that's been around for a long time. Coming in third with $1.76 trillion in assets, we have Citigroup Citibank. Citibank, formerly known as the Citibank of New York, holds $1.76 trillion in assets. Known for pioneering the credit card industry and automated teller machines, Citibank was the first U.S. bank to open a banking office in a foreign country, Argentina, in 1914. Today, it operates nearly 1,000 branches in the U.S. and several hundreds internationally. Coming in fourth place, a bank with a rich history and a resilient spirit, Wells Fargo and Company is our next highlight. Wells Fargo, with $1.71 trillion in assets, is the fourth largest bank in the U.S. It has the most branches nationwide, 4,874 according to Statista. The bank, which holds the oldest continuously operating bank charter in the U.S., gained notoriety in 2016 for creating 2 million bank accounts without customer consent. Our journey down this list brings us to the fifth place, where we find U.S. Bank, U.S. Bancorp. Let's look at how this bank has carved its niche. U.S. Bank, a part of U.S. Bancorp, ranks fifth with over $585 billion in assets. The bank, headquartered in Minneapolis, operates mainly in the Midwest and West with 2,352 domestic branches. It is the product of numerous mergers and acquisitions of major regional banks. Next on the list, we have a bank that's a big player on the East Coast. Let's talk about PNC and its presence in the banking industry. PNC, based in Pittsburgh, is a regional financial institution operating primarily on the East Coast. The bank, which has $552 billion in total assets and 2,629 branches, was an early adopter of virtual wallet services among traditional banks. Moving forward, at the seventh spot, we have a relatively new entity, but no less powerful, Trust Bank. Let's learn about this merger marvel. Trust Bank, the youngest bank on this list, was formed in September 2019 through the merger of SunTrust and BB&T. It has $546 billion in total assets and operates 2,781 offices. In the eighth position, we have a bank known worldwide for its investment prowess. Give a warm welcome to Goldman Sachs & Co. Goldman Sachs, with over $486 billion in assets, offers a range of banking and wealth management services, focusing on investments and high net worth individuals. The bank was founded by Marcus Goldman in 1869. Closing in on the end of our list, in the ninth position, we have a bank that started as a credit card company. Let's see how Capital One has evolved. Capital One, primarily a retail banking operation, offers credit cards, auto loans, home loans, and checking and savings services. It has more than $453 billion in assets, but has one of the smallest numbers of branches on this list. Finally, rounding out our top 10, we have a bank with Canadian roots, but a major US presence. TD Bank is our final highlight. TD Bank has $386 billion in assets, and is a combination of several banks. The bank, whose parent company is Canadian, has its U.S. headquarters in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, and operates 1,220 branches in the country. And that wraps up our honorable mention. Even though Bank of New York Mellon is no longer in the top 10, it's still quite a heavyweight in the banking industry, with a long history and significant assets under management. Bank of New York Mellon, co-founded in 1784 by the first Secretary of the Treasury, Alexander Hamilton, is the oldest banking corporation in the U.S. Despite recently falling to number 11, it has traditionally held a significant amount of assets. The bank, which holds $324 billion in total assets, operates branches in 29 U.S. cities, Washington, D.C., and 3 countries. Its subsidiary, BNY Mellon Wealth Management, provides investment management services. But now let's transition to a very important part of our video: the frequently asked questions about America's top banks. This is where we'll tackle some of your most pressing inquiries, such as which bank is the most trustworthy in America, which bank has branches in all 50 states, and which bank is the best to bank with. Because everyone will relate their banking experience with the people they deal with on a regular basis, the most trustworthy bank may differ by state or even branch location. As banking becomes more online, the overall experience of engaging with customer service, as well as the cost they are paid, becomes more significant. JP Morgan Chase performs highly among its consumers in terms of brand recognition and net trust, and the bank also ranks first on our list as the largest bank in the United States. We've gathered a list of these common questions, and we are excited to share our insights with you. After that, we'll give some tips on how to choose a bank account in the United States. So let's dive in. Your checking, savings, and other bank accounts can all have a significant impact on your total financial plan. A financial advisor can assist you in determining whether your banking decisions are consistent with your overall goals. It does not have to be difficult to find a financial counselor. Smart Assets' free tool connects you with up to 3 vetted financial advisors in your area, and you can interview your advisor matches for free to determine which one is best for you. Get started now if you're ready to locate an advisor who can help you reach your financial objectives. If the costs at your local bank appear to be excessive, consider switching to a national bank that offers online accounts or an online bank with no physical locations. These banks frequently have fewer requirements to avoid costs and provide greater interest rates on savings in order to boost their customer base. And there you have it, folks, the top 10 banks in America based on assets held. But wait, we have an honorable mention too, the Bank of New York Mellon. It may not be in the top 10 anymore, but it's too important not to mention. We also answered some of your frequently asked questions about these banks and provided a few tips to help you make smart banking decisions. Remember, the right financial decisions may make a significant impact on your overall financial plan. That's all for today. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content. Until next time, stay financially savvy and take care.